Hello everyone, and this is Serenity here, back with another awesome Fortnite Battle Royale video for you guys today. And as you can see on your screens guys, this is Robior gameplay. Robior clutch in duos, he's pulling a Serenities, but I'll talk about what I mean by that guys. But as you can see from the start of this game clip, Robior with the first kill on this team. Unfortunately, the great Serenities Manchara has been taken out, but it does not matter because I got the Vampire weak, and as you can see, Rob finishes off the Vampire before she can impale and suck blood. But I said to this point to Rob, obviously I was disappointed to be taken out after getting that Vampire weak, but I was unlucky. I lost the fight. But I said to Rob, okay, bro, no pressure. I'm expecting the Royale now, and he was like, well. I'll definitely try, man. I was like, go on, bro, you can do it. And it's been fantastic to play with Robior and Gangsters recently. Robior, as you guys would have known from, if you're new to my channel, Gangsters and Robior are absolute legends on the Serenities vids and have been some of my best friends on Xbox Live since Halo 4. And Robior in particular is a fantastic player on all games on the Xbox. He was insanely good at Halo, may have been Halo 4 doubles, but he's good at any game that he touches, any first-person shooter or third-person shooter. He's a boss, and definitely in this gameplay, I enjoyed playing with Rob. In a lot of the games, you're going to see a lot of him coming out on my channel, but this one in particular, I enjoyed it because obviously I think I've been playing longer than Robior and Gangsters on Fortnite, and particularly with Rob, just to kind of like to sort of coach him, as Sum 100 did for me when I was able to, unfortunately Sonny was taken out at the beginning of the best Royale probably ever played on this game, and I went on to win it for him with 11 kills. Rob does a similar thing right here and wins it for me on my behalf, so definitely I was looking forward to sort of saying to him what I think he should do at each point in the game, and I just hope you guys really enjoy this. It's nice as well for me to get a Royale for which I've not had to play for as well, so thanks Rob. But I really hope you guys enjoy this gameplay. It's a really nice one from Rob, and can't wait to get in there with the commentary. So at the start guys, Rob and I decided to go to the Viking boat, and I think at that point there I was just, at this point I was sort of giving Rob guidance and commentary and sort of pointing out all things I could see. So I told him where the rift was there on the side of the mountain. At this point as well, I let him know there's someone in Greasy Grove, a couple of teams over there, and I think Rob at this point decided, like, I'm just going to play aggressive with, each player that I see, I'm going to, like, attack, and, I was like, yeah, go for it, bro. And at this point here, he makes a really nice, descent with the rift that he had, and at this point, really nice play to get the height, perfect situation because they're, all distracted with each other. And here, Rob puts some really nice shots, gets a knock to the limb there for the, I think for the third kill. And at this point here, putting some really good pressure on that extra last guy that's left. And really nice play here. And just coming down to meet this guy, meet and greet before he can heal. And I just said to Rob at this point, just put pressure on him because he's going to try and heal or get out of it somehow. So really nice play from Rob, and as you can see, he did have some minis there, so could have potentially whacked those on. But yeah, nice for Rob to get him in that situation, and at this point just grabbing the loot. So really nice play, and perfect timing. From my solo duo win that you might remember, guys, when I played with Sun. It's all about that timing, and definitely with Rob there, that was a fantastic way to come in there to attack those guys and take up the kill count. It's a really nice bit of play, and incredibly satisfied. And I said, yeah, Rob, I can feel good about this one, man. You're definitely going to win this game, and no pressure, but you've got this. And I was sort of being like another pair of eyes for Rob at this point as well. I was just saying, like, I saw a shield pot here on the top of this gas station, but yeah, nice play. Regardless, really good play to get in there and get involved. And definitely when you're playing solo duos like Rob does in this gameplay, definitely use to your strengths and try and be, aggressive to discreet as possible as you can. And just at this point, I'm telling him that, while you've got some free time, get some materials. And it's just really nice play, to start that off. And at this point here, you can see he's got his inventory sort of set out in the way he wants it, which in a moment I think it's a little bit later on, but I say that he can sort of switch out where he has his things in his inventory, because personally the way I like to do it is have my AR first and then my shotgun. Some players do it the other way around, shotty first into the AR, but I like having it that way because I can always one tap from the one to the next, and obviously with probably I'd have rockets at the back of my inventory, so I can one tap from the AR as well to get to my rockets, and probably I would put my minis in the same position that Rob has them there. No need for the two shotties really as such, because double pump is no longer a thing. So yeah, that's probably the way I'd go for it. But it's player's choice. If that's the way Rob's used to playing, makes sense to me. At this point here, I think I was just telling him there's just some extra loot that he can grab. There's a blue SMG as well, which I would take it in favour of the there you go, of one of the shotties. But Rob takes the medkit, which is a nice play. Medkit is always very valuable, and it's one of those items in this game that you kind of not sure if you should take it, but later on in the game you really feel like you should. And I think at this point in the gameplay, I was just saying to Rob about the inventory that he could rearrange. And when I told him how to do it, he said, "Oh, okay, I know how to do it. But why do I want to change the way my inventory is here?" And I unfortunately for him, I wasted a bit of his time here. But I just thought it'd be easier for him to have his AR, then his shotty, and then maybe his heals on the right, or AR shotty with rockets on the far side, and then the sort of heals in between. But again, it's player's choice, and Rob said he was happy with the way it was. So I said to him, "Oh, well, if you're happy with it, bro, you stick with that. It's entirely your decision." And at this point here, I spent quite a long time trying to tell him how to do it, but eventually he says to me, I want to keep it in the way it is. So I did sort of apologise to him for wasting his time, because Rob at this point could have been, lighting up kids and getting loads more, kills in this Royale that he's going to get for Serenities for free. It's, I want free Royales, man. I said to Rob at the start of this game, I'm expecting the Royale, no pressure now, but, I want it, so go on. But Rob just not disappointed because he gets it for me. I knew he could. I said at the beginning of the game that like the way Sunny did for me when I did it with Sun, but it was a tremendous feeling at the time I did it with Sun. It was great to have his guidance at the time as well, to guide me through it, and I hopefully I did the same for Rob here and did it well. But it's a great feeling to win for your teammate when your teammate gets taken out, and so great to finish off the Royale where your partner is dead. Duos or squads, so definitely fantastic feeling. I'm pretty sure that Rob enjoyed it in this gameplay. Very nice to use the quad bike here. It's a good thing to do actually, that Rob went over to Greasy Grove, because that worked out quite nicely. Wasn't ridiculously far away from the zone, but just makes it easier to drive in the car. And it was my bad also for distracting him for so long with the inventory business, because like I say, Rob will arrange it how he wants, how's best for him. So at this point here, I really like the play that he drops off his bike now that he's in the zone, because these things make a lot of noise, and he's kind of like establishing, as I've said, you need to establish that circle's edge when it's coming in. You're always going to have late runners, or you should always think you're going to have late runners from the storm. So I think it's a good idea what he's doing here to sort of get an idea of surroundings. I think I said to him at the time, there might be a team on that massive hill that's in, so just be careful of that. At this point here, Rob spots a team that's kind of like fighting in the distance here, so he just sort of weighs it up, which is what I would do as well if it were me, and just see how many there are, because obviously you want to get, as a single player now in the doubles playlist in a doubles game, you want to make sure that you take your moment well, because you're going to be going up against teams of two. So I really like that. Rob sort of susses it out, gets ready to attack from this side. It's a good way to push in, because he's not going to be seen until the last moment. And right here, he's just getting his rockets ready for that, and push onto these players. And right here, I just sent to Rob, so he's probably healing in there after the spike. Nice rocket from Rob to put the pressure on. Obviously, like I say, Rob has not been playing for as long as myself, and others I've played with, but I think that was a terrific effort all the same to get that going. But definitely after the rocket, would have been nice to definitely build a little bit here, to build a little structure, because once you rocket a player's structure, you can then build up something So they're kind of exposed, and you've all got the cover then, and then put more pressure. But what he did was fantastic as well, because he does get the kill. And at this point here, I was just trying to help Rob to kind of say what he wants and what he wants to get. So he had a lot of minis there, and I just say to Rob at this point, just use your med kit, and make sure you grab all the materials you can, because you're going to need them later. And then get back those minis, keep your shield pot, because then you've got, you know, really good shield heals, much more valuable than a med kit. So as you can see here, he picks back up his minis, and there's a lot of them as well, so you definitely want to get hold of them. And I think at this point here, Rob hears the chest in this broken house. It's a nice play as well. And as you can see, he's getting more shield potions. And I think, if I remember correctly from this chest, he gets another one as well. There's another one. So, you know, it's definitely worthwhile taking those shield pots. And he can definitely, you know, max up his shield health a few times over there. So that's really good for Rob. And as you can see, he's got some very good weaponry now. Silenced Gold Scar, which is really nice. Very good assault rifle. You know, the blue pump is pretty deadly, and you know, rockets. So he's in a very good stead now to win this game, and it's coming down to the final here. It's not too far away, and Rob with the 6 kills is, you know, really good play right now, and definitely, you know, fantastic from Rob to do this well at this point in the gameplay. But yeah, fantastic plays. Nice idea to ghost in here. Definitely would be doing the same thing, so I want to determine who's around, and also, like, you know, the situation of where I'm going to set up. And at this point here, fantastic for him to find minis, and now he's got maximum shields. He's got 10 minis and 3 shield pots. So in terms of the heal situation, it would be, you know, it's absolutely fantastic that he's got all these things at his disposal. And being a ghost as well, he can phase in and just have a look around what's going on in this house. And at this point here, I think Rob decided, you know, since he was in the zone already, and you know, the house is obviously a central point, definitely, you know, getting to a zone early, or an area sometimes early, can be really advantageous, because a lot of the players that do eventually come there are not going to know where that person is, or, you know, suspect that there's anyone in the house already. So at this point, I just tell Rob, just cover up some of the gaps in the house, because so that, you know, no one can just run in on you easily. And obviously this is quite a, you know, confined area, so I say to him as well, if you want to be even more clever about this, you can put down traps. And unfortunately for Rob, he puts down his deployable turret, which, you know, they're very good, but obviously it's he's getting used to it in terms of how to switch his equipment over as well. So obviously just, you know, using the D-pad to, you know, cycle through equipment, but eventually getting the trap out there. And I say to him at this point, just close up that gap again, because you don't want to sort of have any, you know, unexpected visitors through the wall or anything like that. So at this point here, just being careful as he does this as well, because he doesn't want to get shot whilst he's doing it. But yeah, as you can see, really nice plays. Rob's got himself his little house now, and deployable turret as well. You know, if someone's out the back and he hears them, he could always jump on that if he felt confident enough to whack that in and finish off the Royale with that, because they're very deadly at close range. But as you can see, the circles even come into the house, so that's pretty fortunate for Rob. And definitely at this point, I'm just helping him as well with sound, and he's obviously he can hear sound as well, so he knows when someone's come into the house. And I just give him a helping hand by saying, you know, when traps have been laid, things like that, people above him, etc. So as you can see here, he's just got a view of the outside as well. It's nice to put a trap around that little wall, because you never know if a player might jump into it from coming into the house. And just, you know, good to be in the house on top of it, because, you know, they either have to come from below onto him, or smash through the roof to find Rob in the attic. So, you know, in the upper ceiling. So, you know, he's in a good position here to do the business. And having the, you know, purple RPGs is fantastic. And like I say, it's fantastic if you can be in the final zone and you know, wait there for such a long time, to the extent you've not used any materials. You know, he's perfectly free of those, because he's not using anything here by just sitting in the house, so he's conserving all of his resources, and definitely doing it nicely here. So that's nice play. And at this point here, guys, you can just see Rob just waiting now for the storm to make its way. Nice to build a wall here just to sort of, make it a bit more secure. Now, the zone is actually going right onto the house, more or less, so this is where it gets interesting, but he's definitely done the right thing to wait, I think. Obviously a solo player against teams of two, and a few solo players that may have lost their partner as well, so definitely blocking it all off is nice, so he can definitely be protected. Feel these covered in here, and yeah, definitely in a sense he's definitely hiding himself off from the world, which is nice because he only has to come out the end and surprise. If it's a team of two that's left, or a single player, he's got the edge on them, so they don't know where he is. And I definitely feel that he hid himself well here, and not making any noise is obviously a plus as well, because you don't want to be detected from moving around too much. Or as you can hear, there's a lot of activity happening on outside, God knows where, on top of the roof, people building, laying traps, etc. And Rob just like, I'm ready for this, I've got this. But definitely biding his time. It's a smart play. Why go out when you've got them fighting? It sounds like two teams are going at it now, and it's really good news for Rob, because when this other team's distracted, or a few players are distracted, he can come down and finish off the winner. So that's kind of like the idea here. That's what he wants to do, and definitely again that situation in the end will be fantastic for him. And I think it's a good play what he does here, to come into this bedroom to have a look around, because you do want to have some bearing now with the zone being so small where these people are. So I think he definitely needed to know where the other players were at this point in the game. So at this point here, guys, as you can see in here, Rob has a lot of enemies around him, and at this point here I was saying to him, there's probably one out by the ground floor, there's people on top of the house, there's people everywhere, man. And someone tried to shoot through to Rob in the bedroom window, which I thought was very disrespectful at the time of this gameplay. And at this point here you can get the revelation of where Rob has to go, so he will have to leave the house. And at this point I was just saying to him, just make it your game, bro. Just have your rockets ready, have them on standby, leave through the brick stairwell, and just take your time. Try and play to the edge of the circle and see if they come out ahead of you, and hopefully you can finish them off with the rockets. That's what I was hoping for. It sounds like there's two players left who are fighting for quite a long period. So as you can see, Rob's got the rockets here. One of the players is taken out. The final one is up in the sky, but not anymore, as Rob takes him out to finish off the Royale, the solo duo Royale there, winning it for his boy Serenities. Serenities doesn't even have to play to win this one, and we're just going to see it again from Rob. Oh, it's lovely. Oh. A fantastic, stylish end, and great for Rob to achieve it in only a short time of really playing Fortnite Battle Royale. Fantastic achievement, and thanks Rob for winning it for me, bro. It's nice to not have to play and win one. But guys, this was Robior and Serenities, or just Robior on his own. And I'll see you next time. Bye guys.